I'm Dr. Becky, and this is Good Inside. I'm a clinical psychologist, I'm a mom of 3, and I'm on a mission to rethink the way we raise our children.
I wonder, for everyone listening, and especially if you are someone who really identifies in that like caretaking role, maybe you are a work inside the home parent, you're a work inside the home mom. I'm really curious if you've ever said to yourself, like, I'm an essential worker. I am an essential worker to my family's functioning, but also, Angela, right, you bring up to no, like to the world's functioning, right? Yeah. Like I am an essential worker. I mean, it's so obvious, but your title, essential labor. Parents who were inside the home during the pandemic, I don't remember them being included in that list. And It's interesting with essential workers. I remember when the essential workers were able to get vaccines first, right? Yeah. And I remember a lot of people saying, whoa. Now, like, my babysitter is actually eligible, but like me as like a parent staying at home, like, what about me, right? Yeah. And it's just really empowering. And, I feel like you and I actually are like doing the same work. Like I feel like this more and more, this idea that caregiving and having this role of a caregiver as a mother, like there is such power in our ability to like create a revolution.
I mean, first of all, historically, there's never been a revolution without mothers and babies, right? Like, and children, right? I agree. I mean, I think part of writing this book was I wrote it for myself, right? Because I have stood in front of the mirror and said, like, I'm an essential worker. And I encourage people to do that as well. Because it really starts with us, with parents, caregivers insisting on that. Because society isn't going to tell us that, even though we know it to be true. It is true. And I think, the revolution, we need change on all fronts, but I think the revolution actually, a powerful place for it to begin is for us to think of ourselves that way.
Yes.
It changes a lot. I tell people like to talk to your like peers, your parents, right? The people in the trenches, right? With you every day, like to talk about yourselves that way, because we need to value ourselves in that sense. And that was a journey for me. And now I'm on this place where I'm like never going to shut up about it. And I'm going to tell people they need to do that. There are so many things that I want for our country. Top of mind right now, I'm like, I want people to have bodily autonomy. We don't have that. That's not guaranteed. And I'm really upset about that right now. I'm really angry. I have a lot of feelings about that. And sometimes I think like, I don't know if, I believe that we can get there and have that. I don't know if I'm going to be around, like social change is very slow. It's meaningful work. I can't think of better work to be doing, but there's no guarantee that I'm going to like live to see like the end of white supremacy in America. Right. But my kids, it could happen when my daughters are alive, and my daughters could be part of that. And I think a lot about parenting as like legacy work. To me, it's really important to leave the world better, like than I showed up, even if just a little bit, even for just a few people. And to me, parenting is a very hopeful and revolutionary act, because I am believing that we can make the world better, even if I'm not actually physically there when it happens.
Yeah, you're changing the blueprint.
Parenting is the hardest and most important job in the world. And parents deserve resources and support so they feel empowered, confident, and connected. I'm so excited to share Good Inside membership, the first platform that brings together content and experts you trust with a global community of like-valued parents. It's totally game-changing.